Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel, and today in this video I'm going to talk about server sent events. Yes, server sent events is a great way of communication between the server and the client, and the advantage of server sent events or SSE is that without a lot of socket setup you are able to communicate as a server with the browser. Yes, typically a browser can very easily connect with the server using HTTP calls, but it is always difficult for the server to reach out to the browser. WebSocket is one, but the second one is server send events. Now there's a fundamental difference between SSE and WebSockets. WebSockets is a two-way communication, which means client can send data to the server and servers can send data to the client over the connection which is created. However, in SSE or server send events, it's a one-way connection. Only the server is able to send data to the client. Okay? But this definitely means that suddenly your infrastructure requirements is a bit simpler because now you don't need to manage a WebSocket server. Although I would say that creating a WebSocket server with Laravel and Reverb is quite easy. However, if you don't have a two-way communication requirement, SSE may just work for you. All right. So why SSE? Now, I'll tell you why I started doing the R&D. So I was trying to create a chat-based interface where I can communicate with the local Llama models that I have over a very good-looking UI. And I was trying to understand how I can get the streamed event from these LLMs on the front end. And that's when I started reading up on server sent events and what they are used for, and that's what we are trying to do over here. Now, I would highly recommend you first go through the documentation on MDN because they have explained it in a very nice manner, what the definition is and all those things. However, and by the way, they do have some examples as well, which you can follow if you want to, but I will show you the code. That's not the big thing. The important thing over here is this warning. So the server side events or SSE has been there for quite some time, but developers were not using it that much. They were not feeling so confident because it had some issues or limitations so far for quite some time. Okay. For example, the biggest one. On a browser, you can create only 6 connections per domain using for SSE, which means if I have a domain called example.com, I can create 6 tabs on Chrome and they can connect to SSE through SSE. But then when I create the 7th tab or when I open the 7th tab and I hit the same URL, one connection needs to drop. So you have a limitation of 6 connections per browser, per domain. However, with HTTP2, that problem has been solved because now the new limit is 100. And believe me, I feel that 100 is a very high number. I mean, I haven't opened more than maybe 10-15 tabs of the same domain at any given point of time. So 100 to me is a humongous number. Okay. So this is something which I wanted you to know. Now, time for the demo. I'll refresh this page. I'll open the network tab. And first, let's hit this button and see what happens. What happened? I didn't click. Okay, it didn't go through. Okay, something is coming up. Timestamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is happening? Well, I have created a stream, and in that stream, data is coming from Laravel on a constant basis. Okay, let's look at the code. So the backend is return streamed response. See, streamed response is something which I'm getting from the Symfony component HTTP foundation. Okay. And then this response needs to have certain kinds of headers, which I'm declaring here. For example, the first and the most important is that it's text and it is event stream. That's how the browser knows that it's a different kind of a response. I have said that you should not cache this. The connection should be kept alive, and the buffering is set to no. So it means the response will come as it happens and it will not buffer. Okay. Now, in the code, first line over here, set time limit to 0. So what was happening is, this is an HTTP connection. Okay, event stream, events, no, server sent events, that stream is an HTTP connection. Now, like any typical PHP INI, I had a 30-second execution timeout. So no matter what happens, my stream would stop after 30 seconds. And hence what I have done is right now set it to 0 seconds. But I would strongly recommend not using this in production. This is not safe. Keep something as a safe limit, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, I don't know. Depends on the requirement. But please don't set it to 0. That's not production ready. Okay. Now, unlike typical responses that we sent from Laravel, like this inertia render or even the APIs, they are like, request comes, server processes, sends the response back, one shot, and the client gets that. In an event stream, things are different. The connection is open, you're pushing data as and when it is getting created. So we are using the output buffer to send this data to the client. And hence we are doing certain things with the output buffer. Now I have definitely taken help from ChatGPT. So there are certain flags that I was trying to understand and see whether they are required or not. So I'll walk you through. So the first is a flag, ob get level equals 0. And then I start the output buffer. Now this flag is not required, so I've commented out. And once I have set this, I have started the output buffer, I have cleaned it up so that there's nothing in the output buffer. And then I print these 2 lines and then I flush. Okay. Flush is like you do something and then you flush the output buffer so that the new things start coming up. Okay. With that done, then I have a counter, and this is an infinite loop that I have created for the demo. I have a counter, I have now, and I'm echoing message @now and then the count. Okay. Then I again flush, I log something, and I have a sleep for 1 second. That sleep for 1 second is so that it goes one by one, right? That's what the only thing is. And I said, there are these headers, and with this code, we get this. What is the front end looking like? Well, I have a div which has an ID of messages. I have a button called start SSE. On the click of that button, I have an event listener which triggers this function. What does that function do? Well, it first closes the existing connection because I already have a connection, so I need to close it. Then I create a new one to the /SSE, which means this route that I have over here. Okay. And then I have this property. On that event source, whenever there is a new message, this code block will be executed. So what am I doing? I'm getting the div, I'm creating a p tag, and I'm appending the new text which is coming here. Okay. And that's how I'm getting this whole output. Now, there are certain things which you need to understand. This is all SSE, how the communication is working, and you can see this. But if I change this message, where is it? This backend message and say, let's say test. Okay, come over here. The buffer or the stream is showing me the old content. The new text is not there. Why? Okay, let's say I click on that button again. Somehow I did manage to. And now you can see that the output has changed. Now it is showing test. Why? Well, you need to understand that a connection was created. The connection was created with the code at that moment. Okay. And even if I have changed the code, the connection continues to be there with the old code. It is very similar to if you have worked with Laravel queues, you would know that if you don't um, restart the queue, then many times you will have the old code running in your queue, even though you have made changes in your code base. It is very similar because at the moment of the connection, whatever was the code is getting executed. It doesn't take the new code for every execution. Okay, so you have to be a little careful about that. Now, how does those connections terminate, or how does the management of these connections happen from the browser and from the server? We have some basic guardrails, like if there's any error, we are closing the connection. If I refresh the page, the connection closes. But the most important thing is, let's say, beyond a certain point, the tab is closed. Okay, so if you see right now, there's a long log 1523. If I come over here, I have new entries, but if I close that tab, open the page again, I haven't clicked the button, you will see 152341. I come to that page again, tab, I click to this file, I'm still on 152341. No new events are coming. Why? Because now the connection has terminated, and so we don't get any logs further. And that is the beauty. Why? Because the server is keeping a track whether the browser is still connected or not. And the moment it finds that the connection between the client and the server has disconnected, it will shut down. So you don't need to worry about the processes being alive, or they are constantly on the server. The management is quite well, and whenever there is tab close or events through which you want to close the connection, this execution will stop. So yeah, that's the beauty. And using this, I'm planning to create a complete chat kind of an interface where the events or the data will be streamed. These LLMs have the ability to stream their responses, and they can give you one-shot data, which can be a bit slow, or they can stream the output, and that's what I'll be doing with this SSE feature. So I hope you like this feature, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I'll answer them. If you like this video, then do click on the thumbs up icon and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.